So are you looking for a mentor or are you looking for a coach? And I think that's the biggest differentiator here, is that oftentimes people think in business that they need a mentor. And there's this big thing that's going on in the market today of business coaching as well. Well, there really is a definitive line between the two. And depending upon what you're trying to accomplish as a professional or in your career or on your entrepreneurial journey, what you're wanting to accomplish is going to determine whether you need a mentor or whether you need a coach. So what I want to do today is I want to talk to you about really what the major differentiators are between a coach and a mentor, and then be able to help you determine which one is probably the best route for you to take. Not only that, I want to share with you how you can go about finding one or the other. Now, when I first started off in business, obviously, I wanted to find a mentor, right? Because I wanted to find somebody who had already been successful in a similar industry. I wanted to find somebody who could show me the ropes, could walk me, kind of through the way of getting there, and tell me what pitfalls to watch out for. And so what a mentor really is just that. It's a person who is allowing you to tour their life. That's why they call it mentor. That's what I kind of like, is that you're touring the good, the bad, and the ugly of what's going on in that particular person's life. They're sharing with you what's worked for them, what hasn't worked for them. They're telling you exactly what to do, when to do it, how to do it, and why to do it. And the point that I made there is they're telling you, right? And the reason why they're telling you is because that is what has worked for them. And therefore they're saying, look, if you follow in my footsteps, which is really what you're looking for when you're looking for a mentor anyways, is you're looking for somebody to follow in their footsteps. So you're going to follow in their footsteps, and they're going to tell you every step of the way. Now, what's going to happen is that if you don't follow exactly, oftentimes in a mentorship, they're going to correct you, right? It's going to come from a correction standpoint, because the whole objective of being in a mentoring relationship is so that they can mold you into really a mini-me. That's really what it comes down to. Now, a coach is a different scenario. A coach is somebody who supports you, encourages you, and keeps you accountable. So the whole objective of the coach is that you come to the coach then will ask you a series of questions about what it is that you're trying to accomplish. And then through that process, they'll help you define a goal, usually a specific goal or a SMART goal, right? Specific, measurable, specific, measurable, attainable, relevant, and time sensitive. And that's the whole objective behind a goal. And what they'll do is they'll help you set that goal. They won't set it for you. They're going to ask you questions. You're going to make the commitment. And then what the coach is going to do is the coach is going to be the one that's going to be there to make sure that you fulfill it, right? Now, the difference is that what happens if you slip and you fall and you don't reach your goal, right? What a coach is going to do is coach is going to come alongside of you, pick you up, right? And they're going to ask you specific questions so that you can reflect on the reasons why maybe you didn't win in that area, right? They're going to bring revelation to that and be able to help you through that process, and then help you stay accountable to get up again and start over. See, that's the difference between a coach and a mentor, is that a coach is here to help you accomplish really where you want to go. They're here to help you pull out the information out of you of what you want to do. A mentor is going to tell you exactly what you need to do, when you need to do it, how you need to do it, and why you need to do it. Those are the major differentiators. Now, what do I recommend? Well, it really kind of depends. If you're looking for somebody to teach you and tell you, educate you, then there's a multiple of ways that you can do that. And I think one of the biggest questions I get is, how do I find a mentor? Where should I go to get a mentor? Or how do I approach a mentor? Well, mentors are a little bit different. Mentors can be found in a myriad of ways. I mean, honestly, having a mentor doesn't necessarily mean that you're meeting an individual person. It doesn't mean that you have an individual person that's telling you what to do, talking on the phone. It doesn't mean you have to have a personal relationship with them. Mentors can come in the way of books, in the way of videos, teachings, lessons, things of that nature. I remember my first, mentor was, I ended up picking up a book called Mentored by a Millionaire, right? Which was by Stephen K. Scott. It was an entire program, and really his mentorship program was, it was an educational session that broke down how he got to where he was. He said his life story. He kind of shared with you, he was becoming relevant, right? It was more of these things like, hey, I was here as well. Here are the things that I've done. And what he does, he put together an entire program, and he breaks it out. tasks, subtasks, and here's how you do it, and you break it down. And if you stuck to these particular things, you could accomplish the same goals that he's accomplished. So again, that's more of a mentorship because it's a lesson-based plan. A coach is going to say, okay, where do you want to go? They're going to ask you the question, you're going to tell them, and then that coach is going to ask you more questions around it. And what they're going to do is they're going to pull out of you the things that maybe you need to accomplish, maybe that you don't think that you need, but a coach will uncover those things and help you get there. The other thing about a coach that I like is that coaches really work to your type. Now, the thing you got to understand, and this can get really deep, but there's different personality types, right? And if you're familiar with the personality assessments and things of that nature, you usually have 4 different personality types. Well, if there's 4 different personality types, let's say that you're personality type A and your mentor is personality type B. Well, if you want the same results as the mentor, right, personality type B, that means that you as an A have to take on the attributes of personality type B, which is somewhat very difficult because you weren't born that way. That's not who you are as a person. So you may not be able to obtain the same results as personality type B because, well, inherently you don't have them. And so that's the problem with mentorships oftentimes is that you may not be on the same page as your mentor. You may not be on the same personality type. I know there's oftentimes, I've run into people who are very detail-oriented people, very task-oriented people. Well, I'm a very people-oriented person, and I'm telling you, just give me the bullet points and the high levels, and I'm going to make a decision, right? I'm going to tell you, this is what I want to do, here's how we're going to do it. Well, the thing is that when I go out and I try to, let's say, sell, right? I'm selling based on relationship. I'm selling based on the ability to build something with that particular person. If a personality type over here is very detailed and task-driven, they may not be people-oriented, but they may be looking at me like, I want to do that. Well, the reality is that you may not be able to do that. You may not be able to recruit the same people or sell to the same people that I sell to. But it certainly doesn't mean that you don't have a certain set of skill sets that you can't apply to do something maybe that I can't do. And see, a mentor, though, is not going to be able to pull that out of you. A mentor is not going to be able to show that type of stuff. So again, those are some of the biggest things. A coach, on the other hand, is going to come where you are. They're going to meet you in the middle, and they're going to say, look, what is it you want to accomplish? And the thing is that what may have worked for a mentor or may not have worked for a mentor may work or may not work for you. So the thing is that you can't put all of your eggs in that basket saying or thinking that because it worked for them, it's going to work for you, or because it didn't work for them, it's not going to work for you. That's not true at all. The bitter reality of it is that if you work it, right, and it's in your wheelhouse, you can make things work that somebody may not have been able to work. Or a millionaire could say, look, I couldn't make that happen. Doesn't mean necessarily that you couldn't make that happen. So again, those are the major differences between mentors and coaches. So the other thing is when you're looking for a mentor, right, you don't want to look for just one mentor. Again, because you can get into books and series and you can get into audio CDs and you can get into all these things, it opens you up. So again, reading is a big thing, right? You could have so many mentors and not even really have ever met these people. I'll tell you what really started me when I got into business was the Robert Kiyosaki books, right? That's the one thing that kind of launched me, right? And then I got into Jim Collins, right? Jim Collins had a couple of great books. 40 Days to the Work You Love was another great book. Again, books can act as a mentorship program. They can act and share with you things that you should and you should not do. But again, you can take the pieces that work for you and discard the things that maybe don't work for you. That's the beauty of a mentorship. Right? The other thing with mentors is that you don't always want to look up to find a mentor. The thing is, if you are looking for a person to mentor you, you can look lateral. Look to your colleagues. Look to people that you work with. These people may be closer in regards to the problems that you're experiencing. They may be closer to you to have a better understanding. So mentors aren't always above you. They could easily be somebody who's to the side of you or even behind you, but the point is that they can help you reach the destination that you're looking to get to. That's the thing about a mentor is that they're giving you advice, right? The other thing that's with a mentor when you're looking for one is you got to be very specific in regards to what you're looking for. Again, if you go to Barnes & Noble or you go to any of these bookstores, and you're looking for a book, and you're like, I'm looking for a book, right? Well, we know that there's so many different categories in regards to books, but what book are you looking for, right? So you got to be specific in regards to what it is that you want to accomplish from a mentor, right? You got to come at it from an angle of, I'm looking to accomplish in the next 2 years, this many sales. I want to grow my business to this. I want to get into this. You got to be very specific. It goes back to coaching, the SMART goals, right? Specific, measurable, attainable, relevant, and time sensitive. Be very specific in regards to what it is that you're looking for. The other thing is, and if you remember back in my providing value video, I talked about how when you're looking for a mentor or you're looking for somebody like that, to provide unprecedented value to them, right? Meaning that you should become their biggest fan. You should read all their books. You should attend their seminars. You should get to know them, or they should get to know you through your actions, the steps that you take, right? The things that you do. Because here's the thing, if you really want to be like them, then you really shouldn't be questioning yourself whether or not you should go to that class or take that seminar or pay that money for that book. That should never even be a question or a thought that crosses your mind. The point is that, or the question is, and the answer always is, yes, I should do that. So that's the thing about mentorships. As far as a coach goes, now coaching can be from different aspects or different angles as well, but the point is about a coach is that you got to find one who's truly interested, and what I mean by interested, and really interested in you, because coaching is more about listening than it is about talking. It's more about listening than it is about telling. The point is with a coach is that you got to find somebody who is really going to focus on you and what it is that you're trying to accomplish. And not only that, somebody who knows how to ask great questions. So the question is, how do you find a coach? Well, obviously you can go out online and you can search life coach, business coach, whatever, and you can find some. But point being is that may be a little bit forward, right? So it goes back to sort of like finding a mentor as well. Provide unprecedented value. Become their biggest fan, right? Make it a point to go find them, because there's nothing worse, right? There's nothing worse than receiving an email or a phone call saying, hey, will you mentor me? Or, hey, will you coach me? It's not like they don't have enough already going on anyways, right? So why wouldn't they bring this and put this on their plate as well? It doesn't work like that, people. To find somebody who really that can really, that you really want to mentor or coach you, you've got to provide them some value first, right? You've got to be able to bring them something that they understand. And all that, you've got to set the expectation, and you have got to work your tail off. Because the thing is this, if you get a mentor, you get a coach, and then you do a lackluster job, you don't follow up, you don't follow through, you don't do the things that you need to do, and not only that, you don't make an imprint really in the space that you're going into, they're not going to want to be your mentor very long. Now, a coach, on the other hand, may walk you through that because that's their job, right, is to help you get through those problems. But the thing is that at the end of the day, no matter what it is, whether it's a mentor or a coach, you need to show up, meaning that you need to want to be better. Means that you have to look at your life, reflect on what's going on now in your life, and be willing to make the necessary changes that are need to be made. You can't criticize people. You can't get on people. You can't envy people. The point is that you got to be where you are, but the thing is you got to want to be better. Plain and simple. If you want to be better, then you got to take the steps and the actions that these mentors and coaches give you, or you uncover, and put those into action and walk them out daily, right? People didn't become millionaires overnight. Right? I love the adage that says, "Million overnight, years in the making." Right? Because what you don't realize is that all the years prior to them becoming that millionaire or having that successful business is that they worked their tail off. They've risked a lot of things. I mean, they've lost a lot of things. Right? So that's the thing, is that you got to understand, you've got to be willing to put it all on the table and go all in. So the question I really ask you, and I want to tie up with, is that do you want a mentor or do you want a coach? And again, a mentor, somebody who's going to let you tour their life. They're going to tell you exactly what to do, when to do it, how to do it, and why to do it. A coach is going to help you uncover the things within your goals and help support you, encourage you, and keep you accountable. Those are the differences. So again, I just want to leave you with that today. Until next Tuesday, if you have any questions, any thoughts, any comments, please comment below. If you want to reach out to me regarding anything, please, you can follow up with me via emailing me or also any of my social media handles at Todd A. Binkley. And again, I'd be more than happy to answer any questions you may possibly have. So until next Tuesday, just go get it.